Hi, this is Abhimanyu, and I'm in conversation with a man who wears many hats, Mr. Ashish Vidyarthi, national award winning actor, motivational speaker, and YouTuber. It's a very diverse set of interests and skills, Ashish sir. How did this begin?
Yeah,
How did this begin, first of all? Your
I
vlogs.
think it began with restlessness, and I think something which I realized very early on in my life, that I am restless, and people recognized it in me,
Right.
calling me restless, and then of course you're assured that as you grow older, that restlessness will go away. Um, Not too sure of that. I'm 56 and still restless,
Okay.
and I realized that yes, it'll probably go away, but I'll probably be I'll be dead that day. So till then, I'm restless and alive. Yes.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we are very happy because we see more facets of you, which we
Yeah.
haven't, and the audience
Yeah.
love it because when you think of the word YouTuber, the idea of
Mm,
is of a person in their 20s and 30s. So
yeah.
when we see you doing it in a very unfiltered manner, जिसमें वो
Mm,
बनावट नहीं है, which has somewhat kept in our social media, it's very refreshing.
mm,
So where
yeah.
did the idea of being just yourself without any backdrops and without any makeup and without any extra effects added in, where did that come from?
So very clearly, it is necessity is the mother of invention. We all are aware of that. But a key part in this is that I've always liked to be. I've always liked to function in a way that I can be. And so even as I started off as um, so when you're in theater, when
Hmm.
you're doing theater, you are yourself. There's nothing to portray off the stage. But the moment you get into films, there is a thing which gets created, and you have to be in a particular way. And so you're told that you have to be in a particular way. And I was very uncomfortable when people told me that don't do those things, don't chat
Hmm.
with everyone. It makes you, and and I went through it for the first few years, and then I discovered that I was
Hmm.
very unhappy doing the stuff that making me behave in a particular way,
Right.
which I wasn't. And so even in my career in films, I've been off the screen. I have just been
Hmm.
with my t-shirts, with my shorts, uh, with whatever footwear that I
Yeah.
wear. um, and people have seen me off screen
Right.
and that. But what happened when I started telling stories? So it began even before that. So
Hmm.
sometime around around the time that BlackBerry was around.
Right. Right.
So when I look at my Facebook profile from
Hmm.
around 2004-5, I think, when the BlackBerry was there, I started taking photographs with the back camera. So I
Ah.
used to take selfies before they were named selfies. Because wherever I would travel, I would want to include what I'm seeing,
Right. Right.
and I would like to include that. So I didn't want to be outside of that. I just didn't like this photograph. I like this photograph, and I had worked out a way to take photographs. So my Facebook profile from uh, that time has photographs of me, and those were me the way I looked without
Right.
sans makeup, sans my whatever thing. And so I would include comments. I would include people that I meet. I would include food that I ate.
Hmm.
And many a times people would say, why do you want to photograph what you're eating? Why don't you? And anyway, I would take photographs, a lot of photographs,
Yeah.
and they would go up into the Android Google world up there. Uh, but then, when this, uh, during the lockdown, I was watching a lot of stuff
Hmm.
online, and I discovered there's something called travel vlogging. There's something
Yeah.
called
Yeah.
food vlogging. There's something called life vlogging. And I said, hey, that's me. That's me without me.
Exactly.
And yeah.
It's something that you
And
had
since
already embarked upon 15 years ago without knowing that
yes,
something like that exists in a limited
yeah,
manner. You had done that. So why not do it full-fledgedly now? Yeah, that's
yeah.
what.
I also started vlogging at that point. If you
Yeah.
sometime look at something called Pics and Thoughts,
Ah,
it's called picsandthoughts.blogspot.com.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I would take photographs and I would write little
Right,
write-ups
right,
on
right.
that.
Proper blogs. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was so I always wanted to communicate, Abhimanyu, because I always think that I'm a talkative person, and I've loved to share with people things that I see, things that I appreciate, and things that I observe. So that time it was just out of a sense of excitement,
Right.
and happy to share with you that the reason hasn't changed. It still is about excitement. It's about um, letting people know that, hey, this exists and
Yeah,
this is amazing,
absolutely.
which is there. Yeah.
When you started your avid miner and you began your talks and
Yeah.
motivational speeches, were people surprised to see that side of you? Because the problem
Yes.
with your film career was that you had been typecast as a villain for the
Yeah.
longest of time. So we saw the angry, ruthless side of you. And
Yeah.
suddenly, here's a man who's sharing his thoughts and experiences with the world. Were people
Yeah.
surprised at the
Oh,
dissonance?
yes. 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 So, so, so what happens, Manu, is that people put you in a box,
Yeah.
and that's how we end up describing it, right? So people have put us in a box. We never fail, we never say that we ourselves have allowed ourselves to be put in a box
Yeah.
which others now put us in. Okay, so so at some point, yes, they started putting you in a box. They put you in a box, and then you agree that that's the box. So for me, as I said, that restless being that I am, I was clear that you try and put me up in whichever box that you wish to put me in. I don't see the box. Okay, I am somebody who's floating. So not just as a this aspect. Just look at it. I began as a theater actor, then became a Hindi film actor. Then people saw me in 10 other languages. So
Yeah.
11 languages I worked. So for them, I was this film actor, this language actor, and that language actor. For me,
Yeah.
I was just an actor.
Yeah.
I was an actor available in this ether, available to speak whichever language that I get an opportunity
Right.
to tell stories, to do roles. So I have never seen myself caged.
Right. Right.
So so that was the one good part of it. I said I am more than what they think I am. Okay, so that's an interesting challenge I've always felt.
Right.
Always meant. The other part is so even as I became many other language actors, I discovered, hey, listen, I am not trapped. Okay, I am not boxed. So thereafter, when I said that now I will even go out and speak with organizations. Yes, I will not say that it wasn't a challenge. Of course, it was a challenge. Because people end up saying that, yeah, you must come and tell us something. Tell us some stories about theater, how theater is used.
Yeah.
How films. So they still want to brand you that way. So you can only talk about. I remember I went down to this, there was this literature festival in Bangalore some years back. And I was sitting there and I'd been invited to speak. And there was an interview that I was to take, and somebody was to interview me, and stuff was happening. And as I was sitting amidst a lot of these writers in the writers' lounge, and I didn't know any one of them. So I just, requested one group. I said, I'll just be a fly on the wall. I just want to listen to what you people speak. And, so I was around and I was having coffee, and they were having a conversation. And suddenly at the end of the conversation, they all looked at me. And one of them said, you know what? So you hear speaking on social media, are you? So I said, no, as a matter of fact, no. He said, okay, I think next time they should have a lit fest on villains. So that was a beautiful moment for me. I said, well, actually, you'll be surprised that actors know a little bit more than what you presume that they do.
Exactly.
You must visit my, whatever place that I was doing. So please get it, Abhimanyu. World will brand you. Yeah. The most educated, the most open-minded people will brand you. The most conceited will brand you. The important part is, are you branding yourself? And if each one of us gets that we will not be boxed.
Right.
This person will not be boxed. After that, you're free.
Yeah.
They may brand you. That's not a problem. They may box you, no problem. You will continuously be flying free. And that's what happened. So when Avid Miner was born, and we started doing conversations, it suddenly opened up that there was more to me than just an actor. That's why I say I'm a traveler, I'm a communicator. I'm also an actor.
Also an actor. Yeah, that's the important word here.
Yeah.
And what I've seen is over the last few years, particularly since the pandemic, your activities apart from acting have increased a lot, which is very heartening to
Yes.
see. Your blogs are more frequent
Yeah.
now. Your motivational sessions are more frequent. What that has
Yeah.
done is that where else once you were doing 10 films a year, you are limiting it to a few now. Is that
Yeah.
deliberate, the shift, or is it just incidental?
So yes and no. So actors' careers move. Okay, there are times that we have abundance of work. There are times when there is hardly any work.
Hmm.
And so, in the 30-year career, having done nearly 240 plus films, I have seen periods of absolute continuous daily work and periods of daily no work.
Right, right.
So first of all, one has to communicate that clearly, that actors don't always choose how
Hmm.
their careers move. Okay, it all depends on what is offered, what can
Right.
be done. So in fact, there was a period about 5 years back, much before the pandemic, that I had zero films, zero
Okay.
films. So I didn't face the camera for uh, 2 years. Okay,
Okay.
zero films. So when pandemic struck, people said, "Arey, yaar, work stopped." I said, "I have seen work stopping before that.
Yeah.
All actors have seen
Yeah, yeah.
when there is no work. When people call you and you say, 'I'm at home,' and then say,
Hmm.
and then they ask, 'Yeah, shooting cancel ho gayi hai?' And
Ah.
you say, and somebody like me will say, 'Nee, shooting cancel nahi hui hai. I have no shooting.
Yeah.
I have, okay, 2 days off.' I say, 'No, 2 days
Mm.
off. Next 2 months off till I get a work.'
Right, right.
So once it got clear that I am not just an actor,
Hmm.
that's when I started exploring what else.
Hmm.
Okay, and a little before that, thanks to my restless mind, I had
Hmm.
started communicating. So Avid Miner had
Right.
been set up. So in that period when I had zero film work, I was doing 10 to 12
Right.
sessions a month of my speeches and my talks.
Coming to the second part of it, and as you have done more and more work, we have seen that facet of you. You were talking about being boxed earlier, that people will try and box you. It totally depends on whether you let them, or
Yep.
you are yourself convinced that you are boxed. Otherwise, it won't.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
image exists. That image to the outside world exists. So when you were such a successful villain, not even a character actor, because people wanted to see you as a villain because you were successful at it, was there sort of a fear around your immediate circle, in kids, in people younger than you, that Ashish is very strict, Ashish uncle is very strict, because that was the image on screen that they would see? ऐसा होता था that people, unknown children, would meet you and they would be a little scared?
I'll first tell you something about your question itself.
Okay.
Interesting one. Okay, so viewers, I hope this is not edited out, but it's very important how things sit. Okay, how things sit. So even your question, you asked me when you were doing those roles. All right.
Right.
So it comes in, and it's very natural, Abhimanyu.
Yeah.
It's very natural. Okay. It's very natural because we keep looking at people as past.
Right. Right.
So and here I'll come to your question also, but here's an interesting part. People want to say, "What do you do?"
Hmm. Hmm.
And they want one answer.
Huh.
So Abhimanyu is a journalist.
Right. Right.
So if I see you cooking, I say, "So you no longer are a journalist, you were a journalist." Okay, are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Now
Totally.
take so how I live it. I said, remember, I'm also an actor.
Hmm.
It so happens that I can brag at this very moment that some 5 shows of mine are already online over the last 5
Right. Right.
months. So be it Rudra, be it Raktanchal 2,
Hmm.
be it Criminal Justice 2, be it
Hmm.
Sunflower, be it Kon Praveen Tambe.
Yeah.
All these things are running. In the next 3 months, I see
Hmm.
another 4 shows coming up. I'm shooting at this moment for 4 different projects,
Right.
be it Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, whatever. So the point one has to get is, can you be confidently doing something and tell people that this is what I'm doing at this moment?
Hmm.
So for
Hmm.
example, if somebody sees me right now and says that, what are you doing? Says, I'm being interviewed.
Hmm.
Oh, so you stopped vlogging?
Of
So
course.
you stopped acting? Oh, so you stopped being a father? Stop? No. Can you get that we can do many things? Because
Right.
in
Right.
life, we do one thing at a time. So let us not be fearful of what we are doing. That's the
Hmm.
main thing which I want to tell people. Don't
True.
be
True.
fearful of what you're doing. You know, and you're right. And I'm bringing this up because when I'm vlogging, people say, "Oh, so you're vlogging, huh? So stopped acting." I
Yeah.
said, "Right now, vlogging." Okay. And then I'm acting and I'm acting. And many a times I'm acting while I'm vlogging and I'm vlogging
Vlogging,
while I'm
exactly.
acting. And I'm eating and I'm vlogging and I'm capturing stories and I'm interviewing people and
Right,
I'm
right.
giving motivational speeches. So the moment you get that people want you in a particular way,
Hmm. Hmm.
you need not be that.
Yeah.
You may own a restaurant and run a yoga studio and love fried food
Hmm.
with
Hmm.
them. Okay, when they catch me with my emotion, and
Right.
if something in that touches them, they will be with me.
Perfect.
And so that's what I intend to do in life, my friend. I want to travel. I want to tell stories of cultures, of food, of people, and that's what I love to do. I love to do
And
that.
we love to
Yes,
watch that. We love to experience and sort of share the journey with you, because
sure.
it comes across as very natural. And
Yeah,
that is what I won't even call it a success. That is what makes it so popular. And that is what makes it so loved. And because if you connect with emotions, like you said, and we can
yeah.
see you connecting, we can relate to those emotions as well. That is what a viewer wants, whether it's a blog, whether it's a speech, whether it's a film. It's any story, so
Whether
as to
it's
say.
whether it's a
Reel,
reel
yeah.
that I put up on Instagram, when
Right.
I'm just experiencing a food.
Huh.
You know, it need not be a Michelin star thing. It has to be something which has got the correct amount of salt and the zira.
Huh.
When you when that tuck happens,
Yeah, exactly.
it's that moment. So that's what I love to share with people, the hidden joys in the normal. Okay.
Wonderful,
Don't you
wonderful.
don't need to wait to go to Maldives or to go to that
Ah,
exotic place. It's right here, right
it's
now
right here.
around you, and enjoy that.
Wonderful. It was wonderful speaking to you, Ashish sir, because what I heard, what I got from you, is very unfiltered, which is very rare in today's times. And I appreciate that you took the time out for this, and I appreciate what you're doing with your blogs as well. And please
Thank
keep
you.
making more. Please keep putting more content out, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on YouTube, or whether it's on the big screen or on laptop screens, whatever you feel like.
So wonderful talking to you when you are just आपने कहा you have chosen the path or the path has chosen you. Let's
Whatever. Yeah.
celebrate that. Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you for speaking to me. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत
Take care.
शुक्रिया.
Have a
Super
nice day.
duper.
आपका भी sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so very much. Thank you.